Namaste, Big Cat Earth Signs, Grand Rising. Welcome or welcome back to Big Cat Astrology, Big Cat Wave, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. On the 18th, Mercury in Capricorn trines Jupiter in Taurus. At this juncture, it's the right time for you to submit university applications, invest extra time in preparing for examinations. It's a good time to explore foreign countries and immerse yourself in diverse cultures. Business ventures will prosper. If you're seeking a promotion, it's a favourable time to ask for it now, or you'll be given it, darling dears. Expect positive news regarding your children in gaining acceptance into schools that you've applied for. Additionally, consider taking up a new language as a pastime. On the 19th, the moon enters Aries, boosting your confidence in your skills. Embrace spontaneity while maintaining responsibility. Initiate new projects assertively. Now is the prime moment to confront challenges. On the 20th, Venus in Scorpio is in opposition to Uranus in Taurus. While your finances flourish, relationships may encounter tension and paranoia during this phase. Exercise caution in personal connections. Okay, on the 21st, the Sun enters Capricorn. On the shortest day of the year, your focus shifts to ambition, direction and goals in Capricorn season. With Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, revisit past goals. Allow yourself time to realign with the correct path for you. You also have Mercury in Capricorn sextiling Saturn in Pisces. Use your focus to your advantage. Utilize this period for goal setting and strategic planning. On the 22nd, the Sun in Capricorn is conjunct Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. It brings improved mental energy, superior concentration and excellent memory, artistic understanding as well as language proficiency. Oh, nearly couldn't say it then. This Mercury retrograde, good golly and gosh. And a profound interest in literature. All travel experiences are favoured at this time. On the 23rd, Mercury retrograde enters Sagittarius. As Mercury retrograde enters Sagittarius, laziness, excess and slight selfishness may arise. Strive to find balance between the bigger picture and attention to detail. On the 24th, the moon enters Gemini. Amidst Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, allocate extra time for tasks. It's a good time for communication, contacts, training and learning activities. Please stay tuned in for the tarot reading to follow. Big Cat Wave. Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your next 7 days. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Big Cat Wave. Let's dive in and unpack. See what messages come up for you, darling dears. Oh, you have a 6, darling dears. You have the energy of a 2. The 2 speaks keyword for the number 2. On the dice is adventure. And it also speaks about travel. It speaks about compliments, gifts. This is a lucky period the next 7 days for you, Earth signs. Remember, I told you that. Business partnerships will go well. It'll be positive. It's about you broadening your horizons, for want of better words. The energy of the 4 also. Keyword for the 4 is communication, darling dears. You will be what? Putting it out there. Your best version of yourself, darling dears. But you'll be getting communication in some form, which is going to be gifting you with what? Great good news, darling dears. And we love the good news round here at Don't Get Smug Central. Yes, baby. You have the energy of a 6. Your birthday could be the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th. Your luckiest numbers of the next 7 days, darling dears, will be the number 3, 6, and 9. And you know the big cat loves a 3, 6, and 9. Why? Tesla said it's the key to the universe. Understand that and you will know things. Your luckiest days will be Thursday and Sunday. In numerology, the number 6 is ruled by Venus. Okay? And Venus also rules Friday. Okay? So Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Letters that will be of some import to you over the next 7 days will be the letter F, O, and X. And we was just talking about Venus ruling the number 6 in numerology. So therefore, the letters U, V, and W are exclusively ruled by Venus. So U, V, W, and F, O, and X. An unusual set of numbers. This is why you should pay attention, darling dears. The universe is gifting you over the next 7 days. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. It also speaks about your ability to organize, plan, plot, and strategize is going well. My earth sign, you are doing the damn thing. Yeah, love it. Don't hate it. You're understanding anything that happened in your past is a you used to believe it was a mistake, but it wasn't, darling. It was a lesson. It's only a mistake if you keep living it. That's the epitome of insanity. Doing the same shiznai and expecting a different outcome. Nah, blood. We learn, and we move forward. The energy of the 6. It says that someone around you is about to lose something. Could be money, it could be on a bet, some form of investment. But you are getting the heads up, darling dears. Listen to your intuition. Listen to that inner voice that says, don't put no money into it. You'll lose your Skrilla, then your hairline. Don't do it, darling dears. Nope. Pay attention. You're getting the heads up, as I said. The energy of the 2 and the 4 on the dice, it means a loss through a theft. So be careful, you're being warned to protect your Skrillas. Don't get caught up in any what? Tomfoolery, darling dears. Tomfoolery. I keep telling you, don't get caught up in it. You are being gifted, but your gift will be taken from you if you are foolish. So you move in what? Silence. Big cat, move in silence. We only speak when it's time to say checkmate. Posh clap. The energy of the 6 is represented by the Lovers card in Tarot, darling dears. Gemini energy. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury itself rules Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday is going to be important to you, darling dears. Mercury is again about travel. It's about movement. It's about utilizing all of your gifts, darling dears, your intellect and your logic. Your perception is about to be changed about a particular situation. Beware of someone trying to hoodwink you, darling dear. Yes, they have skullduggery on their mind and you are the mark. Remember I told you that. Be slippery as a cat. Let's get your runestone. Good golly and gosh, darling dears, haven't seen this in a month for Sundays. This is Dagaz, represented by the Judgment in Tarot, darling dears, represented by the letter D. So we have D, U, V, W, and F, O, and X. Right, the plot thickens, darling dears, it does. This speaks about what? A sudden change, ending to a situation in order for something new to begin. This is about your steps being divinely ordered, darling dears. Judgment is ruled by water and Pluto energy. You're becoming more aware, more awakened. And I've also noticed this within myself along my journey, because something that I looked at a few years ago, when I looked at it yesterday, and this morning it looked totally different. I was able to see the pictures, recognize the symbols and the signologies, darling dears. As you continue to buff up your third eye to that bitchin' shine, darling dears, change is afoot. It also speaks about people or a person from the past would like to come back, like Beetlejuice or Candyman. Remember, someone's trying to come to be a cut purse, a fast-talking, shoe-shine person. This is also represented by karma, darling dears. Don't invite the wicked in. Why? You're sharing their karma. You're saying to the universe, give it to me. I want to make mistakes. I didn't want lessons. Listen, baby. No. Au contraire, you've been getting the heads up from me, your bestie. Pinkies up. Love it. I don't hate it. You're getting a fresh start, darling dears. For some, somebody's also going to be renewing some form of contract. Okay? For others, this is a promotion, maybe and promoted to manager, or you're promoting yourself as an entrepreneur. Your business is about to take off, darling dears, but be careful of those that want to ride on your coattails, those that weren't there for you when you was in the trenches. Yes, babe, you know the days when you couldn't even wash your own panani when you got out of the bed or for Tom? Yeah, them days when you had to find a way. When you had to learn to wash your face like David. You couldn't keep the crying up. Why? It was driving you mad. Mad and sad. 100%, darling dears, but this is forward movement and it's a blessing because you're utilizing forgiveness and your discernment, your decision making, right, is going to be on point because, like I said, a life-changing situation is fast approaching you today. I said today. Freudian slip meant to come out, darling dears. Something's coming out for you today. Remember I told you that? Right, let's press on. Let's get your oracle ancestral message. We're going to use this one. If you know the name of this deck, please put it in the comments. Because I don't keep the boxes. I'm not a hoarder. Although, if you keep the boxes, that's good for you, darling dears. Some of them are so fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. I just haven't got the space. Right. The dolphin caller. Right. Pure, joyful friendships, loving, and help, darling dear. Yes, baby, you're calling in what you truly deserve. This also reminds me of the magician as well as the hermit, darling dears. The hermit has decloaked his head. Looking towards new enlightenment. You are being gifted with knowledge and news. The 1 and the 5 is the 15 is the devil card in tarot. This is about you overcoming some kind of negative cycle in your life for once and for all, turning your shapely back. Law 16, you understood the assignment. Matthew 10:14, you decided to dust off your sandals and head out. Tinky winky styly. You've left the situation once and for all. This is a sign for some of you to what? Clear your mind and free your conscience. You owe no one nothing. Especially if they've been skullduggerous and they're a hoodwinker. Right? 1 and 5 goes to what? A 6. I told you the 6. We've got 6 and 6. Master number on the tableau, darling dears. Divine wants you to continue to what? Help out other big cats. Use the service of helping others to be a joy in your life, darling dears. Use your discernment and your intuition to know who truly deserves your help and who is there to what? Suck your energy, your power grid, darling dears. The 6-6 also reminds you that you did not stand in martyrdom. You let it go. Why? A lesson or lessons. Some of us, it took us many dark lessons until we realized. The dolphins mate for life, darling dears, and are purported to be the most intelligent on this planet, darling dear. This also speaks about mental communication. Some of you are hearing things mentally, possibly words, music, but it's all directing you towards this new way of being over the next 7 days. Your next card is what? The hidden worlds. Changing consciousness, awareness, extrasensory perception. Wasn't we just talking about that? The 3 and the 8 goes to an 11. So 38, 15, 2. Sorry, I said 2. 2 must stay there then, darling dears. It's 3, 6, 9. Yes. We had the energy of Dagaz, Daggers is represented by the number 23 as well as the number 20. All right. This is beautiful, darling dears. Exploring your inner world again. Changing consciousness as you listen to that inner voice. Tap into your higher self. This is why you are getting a new beginning. This is the opening up, like, it's like I said, as your consciousness, your awakening expands, darling dears. You step from one arena, from a fishbowl into the ocean of everything, darling dears. You see the symbolism, you see the signs. You're able to move swiftly, darling dears. You have become what? Professor of the puzzle. Remember, I told you that. Beautiful. All of this purple speaks about what? Dignity, darling dear. Wisdom, luxuries that are being afforded onto you. And not just physical luxuries, darling dears. We already saw the changing consciousness. That is a luxury in itself. Many people live their lives reacting to life, darling dears, rather than viewing life as what? A game, and understanding how to play. And as a big cat, you understood the assignment. Love it. Base of the deck in the reverse, we've got what? Homeward travelers in the reverse, darling dears. I'm taking the home as possibly a family home, a cycle, friendships, relationships. You ain't seen that as home anymore, darling dears. You've stepped out of the fishbowl and you're going into what? The sea of infinite possibilities, darling dears. It's on what? A 21 world card in reverse. Yeah, there's a lot of unfinished business here, darling dears. But you must leave them where they are. When a mirror breaks, no matter what you do to try and reassemble it, darling dears, you will always see the cracks. Some things you just have to leave as is. Save yourself. If you're on an airplane, they'll tell you to put the mask on you first. You can't help no one if you can't breathe blood. Hey! Time to find that what? Sweet spot for yourself over the next 7 days. But be aware of what? The hoodwinkers that are out hoodwinking. I'm gonna come and hoodwink you, bestie. Let's get a deck I haven't used in a while. Okay. Oh, Hangman, seeing things from a different perspective, no longer sacrificing yourself to circumstances and situations. You're putting many things on pause, darling dears. This is what is awakening you to your true self. Bringing new everything, darling dears. All new everything. Only a small spin. Okay. I feel as though, before we go into the tarot, let me get an intuitive deck. Sun card, raising your vibration. Some of you are going to be vacationing over the next few days, darling dears. And pregnancy. Sun represents pregnancy, birth of a child. If you are not of pregnancy, well, it doesn't even matter, because the pregnancy could be an idea, darling dears. Some of you have an idea, or this is the sign for you to understand the idea that you've been working on, darling dears. Rehashing something that you've been working on for some time. Put more effort into it. Because as we are in what? Currently Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, darling dears. Looking at your systems, the way you do things, darling dears. Changing it around, tweaking here and there. Resurrecting and working on old ideas rather than new. This is where the pregnancy is in. This is where you're about to birth something different, darling dear. Something different, something new. Something that is going to be well loved. Sun energy, big cat Leo energy, the 5th house. The house of what? Childlike spirit. This is about you, something that you tapped into with your creativities, something that invigorates your childlike spirit. But the 5th house is also the house of romance, dating, yes baby, and the sex. So someone is also maybe discovering a pregnancy, but this is a love child, a child born of love. The 5th house is also the house of risks. You took a risk, darling dears, but remember, drama.com, which is also ruled by the 5th house, is on its way. Drama because of how you express yourself. The 5th house also represents the heart chakra. The heart chakra is representative of Thursday. I already called Thursday. The heart chakra is ruled by the moon, Cancer, as well as Pisces energy, and it represents the northward direction, but I like to call it the north node, living according to your north node. This is you, and the heart chakra is about forgiveness, darling dear, so that your heart doesn't go cold. You're learning the word of forgiveness because it frees you, not them. You put down the hot coal. You're not holding it and expecting someone else to get burned. You've put it down. This is why we have the reverse 21 world card. You're not going back to inner worlds, darling dears. You've turned around and you've decided to, I'm going to float this way because I'm what, a big cat. And you've got one go round on this Malkuth, darling dears. One more card. Look, the mask. Whatever mask was on your eyes, darling dears, what once was shall never be again. You are looking at things from a different perspective. Being divinely guided. This is a high vibration, darling dears. It's a celebratory card. Your self-esteem is on 1000. Not because you've got lofty ideas of grandiose. It's because you are seeing things from a different perspective, a better perspective. It also speaks about you feeling more healthy. Are you getting your CMOS on? Yeah, CMOS. Are you doing that chair pose? Keep your body moving, darling dears. This temple that we're in is not meant to be sedentary, and the way things are set up in this current society is for you to sit down and focus on things that are not making you great. But you found the key. The key. And the mask has slipped, darling dears. Somebody's also going to find somebody's mask is going to slip in a pregnancy, right? What's this? Knowledge is power, darling dears. But it was in the reverse. We have the sun energy. The sun gives you what? It invigorates you. It gives you power. It gives you energy. It gives you joy. It gives healing. So now you have power and knowledge. Darling dears, your grid, darling dears, you are going to be serving a different earth sign cat. Remember, I told you that. There's no looking back, darling dears. We've got the sacral chakra in the reverse. Sacral chakra also represents your sexual drive, darling dears. Maybe you are celibate at this moment in time, but all of this helped you get to where you are right now. It did. Why? You focused that energy on what? Learning lessons, darling dears, and allowing the mask, whatever mask that was, to fall off of your eyes, your third eye to be exact. Let's get a deck. Got the deck. Let's ask some direct questions. Wow, fell off the back. I was about to ask about your finances. All right, listen, all good in the hood. The universe is about to pour into you. Your long-term vision, something that you've been working on for some time, darling dears. Even though it brought you joy, fire energy is about joy. It's about excitement. It's also about spiritual guidance, darling dears. It brought you healing as well. Great healing. This is you pouring away things that no longer serve you. And as far as finances, somebody's about to get a benefactor. It could be in the form of a new employer with the promotion, or you could be promoting yourself. This is you stepping into fame, darling dears. Your ship's coming in. But it's coming in from something that you was previously working on for some time. Could be as much as 3 years. Star card is 17. Could be as much as what? 20 years, 17 years, 17 months, whatever it is. But the 20 goes down to a 2. This is where we get the 2 in. The 2 speaks about unity, partnership, and balance, darling dears. Time for you to stop being the power behind the throne and live in your true, authentic self, darling dears. The number 2 is moon energy. Moon is Cancer again, Pisces energy. But the moon is about you following your intuition and discernment. This is about you looking at relationships. What you want is what you're about to portray. And what's that? A healed cat, darling dear. You've healed thyself. But you had to what? Leave it all behind you. 2 of Wands to find this balance in your life, darling dears. To realize that you was in toxic temporary situations that was taking you nowhere. To realize that you had no joy, no energy in certain fields. But I digress. Your money situation looks good. Yeah, King of Wands. This is the negative energy that's either coming in to borrow money, try and get you to invest in them, or to hoodwink you in some other way, but a monetary way. You've been warned, darling dears. King of Wands is someone who is self-serving. They may even try and use sex magic to what? Enthrall you, darling dears. Get you in an entanglement. You better pay your knees, Earth sign. It's not worth it. Look at this person holding on to... Look. Good God, it will drop off. Keep pulling it about like that. Yeah. Okay. about relationships for the next, using your intuition, darling, as we just spoke about the number 2 ruled by the High Priestess. Yeah, because you remember what you went through. It was a difficult journey, but you had to be patient with yourself, darling dears. This is about you having your foot in both worlds. You're an earth angel, earth sign. It also speaks about being spiritually protected. Some of you are going to be taking your time to balance out your finances, looking for different ways, or maybe you're realizing you lost a lot of finances in a situation. Don't worry about what was gone, darling dear. Everything was put together in order to make you the cat you are today. Can't you see that archway in the background? This is the new opportunity and new beginning coming towards you as far as relationships are concerned. Yeah, for some you have an emperor coming in. This is a future husband or wife, darling dears. Even if you don't want it to go that far, this is someone stable coming in. Possibly what? Who will be having their own progenies. Maybe you'll be making the progenies with them. The point and the fact is, darling dears, is that you've released yourself from past situations and you had to dig deep within your spiritual side. Tell yourself secrets that you wanted to keep hidden in order to be the person that you are now. You are not codependent. You do not need to be validated by anyone, darling dears. And the emperor, I've always said, if you're going to get with someone, let it be the King of Cups. Let it be the King of Pentacles. Let it be the Emperor. Any one of the kings, actually. But the Emperor, the Hierophant, hey. This is something that is spiritually guided, darling dears. It's going to bring the breath of life to you, but you've already got life. So life plus life is what? Eternal, darling dears. Eternal. You have a new relationship coming in because you have a new understanding of yourself. The mask is off. Yeah. This is the ending of joint taxes, finances, whatever, in a situation, a past situation that's over, that did not change. Yeah, you put a lot into past situations that you was previously attracted to. But now you have emotional maturity, darling dears. Able to make the right choice, calling the right person for you. Soul tribe, darling dear. Yeah, moon energy again. Listen to your intuition and your discernment. You have others coming to pour into you, darling dears, because you deserve it. But you had to be away mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually from past situations, which you have done. There's no going back, darling dears. What about obstacles over the next 7 days? We might as well go right back in. Oh, so this one. Yeah, a lack mentality, darling dears. Check your health. What's this? Oh, excusez-moi. This goes to a 6, darling dears. We've got what? 666. 3 6s on the tableau, darling dears. It speaks about don't allow yourself to be distracted. Focus, darling dears. Focus on your goals. The universe is telling you to wake up. Take a step back and refocus, darling dears. You know your worth. You've added tax. It also speaks about somebody going into some kind of financial advice situation, mental health. Go into it, darling dear. Go into it. If you have mental health issues, or you feel as though you have, or there's things that you can't discuss with just anyone, get yourself a mental health practitioner. You can go on Better Health. I'm also a counsellor. Better Health, you just put in your issue. No, I'm not. They're not sponsoring me, but you put in your issue. They'll list all of the counsellors, and you can interview them, darling dears, to find one that is the right fit for you. But you're making the right choices. If you're a parent, you're a good parent, and you did this by the sweat of your proverbial walls, darling dears. The obstacle is what? To leave the lack mentality behind you, darling dears. And again, emotional maturity, using your intuition and your discernment. The Queen of Cups tells me that you have a deeply nurturing nature, darling dears. This is why you lost a lot of time, energy, finances, and it spiritually affected you in past situations. Obstacle is there is a lot. When we see 2 queens on the table, a lot of gossip, darling dear. A lot of people in the past speaking on your name, darling dear. Doesn't matter. You can't hear them. Just like Eleanor Roosevelt said, go so far you can't hear the critiques. People that you've sailed away from. Yeah. Yeah. A whole group of the horde, darling dears. People are chatting it up about you. Why are they talking about you? What's this? Because they're Brock Pogger's buddy. Have you got a dime?
Yeah. They're sitting right in the middle of what? Lean in, bestie. Lean in. This is too sweet. This is judgment. They're leaning in the middle of their own karma, right? Sexually orientated. Yeah. They see that you have a passionate new beginning. You've changed, darling dears. They see that you're moving towards your dreams. They see that you are living authentically. This is why there's a lot of gossip being thrown your way. Well, guess what? It's by the feeble-minded and you can't hear it. It's none of your business. Opportunities for the earth signs over the next 7 days. Ooh. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, darling dears. Status, darling dears. I said some of you or someone is coming out and you're going to be seen by many, darling dears. In the reverse, this is solo dolo, like the boys or girls of the pole. This is your coming out party, darling dears. This is no longer juggling and struggling. Whatever you went through is at your back, darling dear. 100%. The Knight of Wands speaks about, I said the Knight of Wands, but it's the 6. The Knight of Wands is something that moves quickly, darling dears. The Knight of Wands is also a messenger. Bringing messages of adventure. We already discussed that at the top of the read with the 2 from the dice. It speaks about you being passionate. But it could also, the Knight of Wands could also speak about a hoodwinker, someone who is what? The keeper of the villages. Yeah, visit mud hut to mud hut, darling. Yeah, pedestrian sperm engineer. But this is the 6 of Wands. This is a victory, darling dears. You're going to be experiencing victory. Yeah, spiritual strength. You are being spiritually protected, covered on the left and the right, darling dears. Don't worry about it. This is about the way being cleared for you to go through, darling dears. Yeah, after having made a difficult decision. Yeah, let go of what no longer serves you. Queen of Swords styly, darling dears. The opportunity or the blessing in you, darling dear, is that you have the wisdom of your experiences, understanding they are lessons. This is not about you being cutthroat. You still have a soft heart, but not everyone can see it. And you realize that you can get yourself out of any situation. Look how she's balanced on the edge of a cliff. On the, was it 2 feet of the chair? And she's not worried. She's not pressed. She's holding purple, darling dear, holding your peace, holding your dignity. This is also legal action, and it's also what? The cut-off game, darling dear. This is what is creating the blessings for you, letting go of situations that no longer serve you. I just noticed there's a waxing gibbonous moon in the background. This is about you, yeah, because you had to align your hopes and your wishes with what the universe wanted to gift onto you. Remember I told you that. Face of the deck, darling dear, and who God bless, no one can curse. This is Hierophant energy, the God card in Tarot. It's also Taurus energy, the 2nd house. And again, it's going to be an increase in your finances, your income, your values, what you prioritize in your life, darling dears. Over the next 7 days. It's also somebody changing a habit and their work ethic. It's something to do with your work ethic. The 2nd house is ruled by what? Venus, Taurus energy, darling dears, and Libra energy. It's all tying in. Let's get some final advice. I'm going to use the wisdom of the Oracle chakra. I was just checking to make sure that the elastic band didn't break. You're keeping your circle tight, darling dear. This one. Yeah, it was bittersweet, yeah, but we're letting it go, yeah? All right, let's move right on. Continue to use your intuition. Some of you may even be tarot readers, darling dears, or you use some form of divination tool. It's your gift. Continue to use your gift. Why? Those doors of opportunity is about to open up for you, right? Whoever with the insecurities, they need to accept the slice, the piece they took of you, darling dears. It didn't take your whole. They took because they were insecure about themselves. And now where are they? In your rearview mirror. As you what? Create. This is like a tower, darling dears. Tower is what? Sudden change. You have change coming towards you, darling dears. Change that you won through the what? Different perception, different ideas. This is you tapping into the power that is gifting you with the knowledge, darling dear. And continue to be in service to others. Somebody, you also have someone around you that is in service to an elder relative. But this person wants you to be in that seat. What's going on there? Because these two and this one don't talk. What's going on? Listen, I come with the messages, darling dears. I come with the messages. On that notes, I drops me mic. Todd love to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and leave a message. Be what? A survival kit for another big cat. If you'd like a personal read, please hit me up in the Gmail. All of my intel is in the description box below. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Big Cat Wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat.
The beat is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big Cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big Cat moving silence. Only time you speak is to say check.